For centuries, humans dreamt of conquering the skies, but it wasn't until the early 20th century that this dream took flight. From the ancient legends of Daedalus and Icarus to the fantastical flying machines of Leonardo da Vinci, the dream of flight has been a constant companion throughout our history. The dawn of the 20th century marked a significant turning point. This was an era of innovation and discovery, a period when the dream of flight began to take tangible form. The pioneering spirits of this time dared to look up at the birds, not with envy, but with determination. They sought to unravel the mysteries of flight, to defy gravity, and to soar above the clouds. The Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville, are often hailed as the fathers of modern aviation. Their groundbreaking work with gliders and biplanes in the early 1900s marked the first successful, controlled and sustained flights with a powered aircraft. From their humble bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio, they ventured into the realm of the impossible and emerged victorious. Yet they were not alone in this pursuit. Others like Glenn Curtiss, Louis Blériot, and Alberto Santos Dumont also made significant contributions to early aviation. Curtiss, known as the fastest man on Earth, played a pivotal role in the development of the aileron, a crucial component for controlling an aircraft's balance. Blériot, on the other hand, became a household name when he made the first flight across the English Channel in a heavier-than-air aircraft in 1909, and Santos Dumont, a Brazilian aviation pioneer, is celebrated for his contributions towards the development of dirigibles and airplanes. These early aviation pioneers were instrumental in laying the groundwork for powered flight. They dared to dream, dared to challenge the status quo, and dared to innovate. Through their courage and determination, they transformed the dream of flight into a reality, setting the stage for the dawn of commercial aviation. These early aviation pioneers set the stage for what was to come. The dream of flight had finally taken off, but the journey was just beginning. The skies beckoned, and a new era of exploration, innovation, and connection was on the horizon. As technology improved, the vision of using airplanes for travel emerged. In the early days of aviation, the skies were seen as an untapped frontier, ripe with possibilities. The idea of soaring above the clouds was no longer a distant dream, but a tangible reality within our grasp. Among the visionaries of this new era was Igor Sikorsky, the renowned aircraft designer. His innovative designs for multi-engine aircraft not only pushed the boundaries of what was technologically possible, but also opened our eyes to the potential of air travel. Sikorsky and his contemporaries saw a future where planes could connect people across vast distances, turning hours of travel into mere minutes. Yet the road to commercial aviation was not without its bumps. The early airplanes had limited range, often requiring several stops for refueling on longer journeys. Safety was also a major concern, as these pioneering planes were far from the reliable machines we know today. And then there was the cost. Operating an airplane was an expensive endeavor, making air travel a luxury few could afford. However, despite these challenges, the visionaries of aviation were not deterred. They believed in the potential of air travel, and they were willing to face any obstacle to make it a reality. Little did they know, their relentless pursuit would soon give birth to a new era of transportation. Despite these challenges, a new era was on the horizon. On May 1st, 1919, history was made. This day would forever be etched in the annals of time as the dayman's dream of commercial flight became a reality. The location, the sun-kissed landscapes of Florida, USA. The star of the show, the Airco DH-4, a biplane, a modified marvel of engineering designed to carry passengers. The brainchild of Geoffrey de Havilland, the Airco DH-4A was a British two-seat biplane day bomber originally used during the First World War. But for this historic flight, it was modified to accommodate passengers, marking a shift in aviation from warfare to exploration and commerce. This aircraft was a symbol of resilience and innovation, setting the stage for the commercial aviation industry we know today. The Airco DH-4. A biplane was operated by DLAG, short for Deutsche Luftreederei, one of the world's earliest airlines. The man at the helm on this momentous day was none other than the seasoned pilot Hermann Berliner. His role was crucial, for he was the one entrusted with the responsibility of safely transporting the passengers on this maiden voyage. The passengers, a select few, were the pioneers of air travel, their names forever linked to this historic event. As they climbed aboard the aircraft, they were embarking on a journey that would change the way we perceive distance and travel. Little did they know, the steps they took towards their seats were the first steps towards a new era. The flight path followed the picturesque Florida coastline, a sight that must have been breathtaking for the passengers. As the aircraft ascended, it marked the ascendancy of a new age of travel. The landing, though seemingly ordinary, was extraordinary in its implications. It signaled the completion of the world's first commercial flight, a feat that seemed impossible just a few decades earlier. This momentous event marked a new chapter in human history. The first commercial flight was not just a technological achievement, it was a testament to human perseverance and ingenuity. It showcased the limitless potential of the human spirit to overcome boundaries, whether they be physical or conceptual. This flight was a beacon of progress, illuminating the path for countless innovations and advancements in the field of aviation. From that day forward, the dream of commercial air travel was no longer a fantasy but a tangible reality. The first commercial flight paved the way for the development of an industry that would forever change the way we connect with each other and the world. It was a leap towards a future where distances became shorter, the world became smaller, and the skies became a playground for mankind's soaring dreams. The success of the first flight sparked a revolution. It was as if the world had been given a new set of wings, and it was eager to use them. In the decades following that first commercial flight, aviation took off at an unprecedented rate, with advancements in technology and infrastructure fueling its rapid ascent. The aircraft of the early 20th century were a far cry from the sleek, streamlined machines we're familiar with today. They were made primarily of wood and fabric, with open cockpits and rudimentary controls. But as demand for air travel grew, so too did the sophistication of the aircraft. Manufacturers began to experiment with metal construction, and new designs emerged with larger fuselages capable of accommodating more passengers. The introduction of multi-engine aircraft was another significant step forward, greatly improving the reliability and range of flights. But it wasn't just the aircraft that were evolving. The industry itself was undergoing a transformation. In the wake of the first commercial flight, new airlines began to spring up around the world. Some of these, like Pan American World Airways and KLM, would go on to become household names. These airlines began offering routes that spanned continents, making it possible to travel vast distances in a fraction of the time it would take by sea or land. The development of passenger terminals and airports was another crucial component of this growth. These became bustling hubs of activity, with ticket offices, waiting areas, and eventually amenities like restaurants and shops. They were a testament to the growing popularity of air travel and the role it was beginning to play in society. This period of rapid growth and development was not without its challenges. Safety was a major concern, as was the high cost of operating flights. But despite these hurdles, the industry persevered, driven by the belief in the transformative power of air travel. In less than half a century, the dream of commercial air travel had become a reality. Cities that were once days or weeks apart could now be reached in a matter of hours. The world was becoming smaller, connections were becoming stronger. This was the dawn of a new era, an era defined by the freedom and possibility of flight. From the humble beginnings of that first flight, we have come a long way. Air travel, once a daring novelty, is now an integral part of our lives. The legacy of that first commercial flight is not just in the contrails streaking across our skies, but in the way we connect with each other. Think about it. An idea that took off in the early 20th century has fundamentally transformed the way we live. Cities that were once weeks apart are now only hours away. Islands that were isolated are now popular tourist destinations. People from different cultures, different walks of life, now meet, mingle, and understand each other better, thanks to the ease of travel. And it's not just about tourism. Air travel has made it possible to conduct business across continents, bringing about economic growth and prosperity. It's enabled us to share knowledge and foster understanding among diverse cultures. So, the next time you board a plane, take a moment to reflect on this legacy. The legacy of a dream that soared, the legacy of connection. The first commercial flight didn't just change aviation, it changed the world. The invention of the first commercial aircraft marked a turning point. From the early attempts of flight to the remarkable strides in aviation, we've witnessed an evolution that transcends the confines of our imagination. Our journey began with the Wright brothers, whose pioneering work paved the way for the first commercial flight in Florida, 1919. This singular moment propelled us into an era of connection and accessibility. Despite the challenges, aviation has grown exponentially, shrinking our world and bridging the gaps between us. Today, as we traverse the globe with ease, let's remember that pivotal flight that set everything in motion. It opened up new possibilities for travel and communication, forever changing how we see and interact.